What's a World Cup without Nigeria anyway?
Oh, it's a good World Cup. Domestic treble is loading.
It's on the cards.
It's on the cards.
This was a weekend of 6-pointers
Yeah,
in
and
many ways.
So-
They are the cup side of South African football.
I think they've cemented their status as Cup Kings. I think.
Cup Kings, absolutely. Pirates and Gallants to face off in a final, but another final before then. This is Black and White Boots. Brother, hey,
man.
you're wearing a smile. You're wearing a smile. Is it even still impressive for you to be in a final?
Yeah, I think it is very much important to keep getting into these finals. More so if you still have a Mamelodi Sundowns that are dominating the league. So whatever is left, you gotta take.
Yeah, you've got to take whatever's left. But Orlando Pirates have been taking what's left.
So-
They are the cup side of South African football.
I think they've cemented their status as Cup Kings. I think.
Cup Kings, absolutely.
I mean, it's like they're eighth now in the span of like 5 years. That's unheard of.
And they will be outright favorites against Maruma Gallants.
No, for sure. They'll be outright favorites against Marumo Gallants. But that game, I watched the game. It was not so convincing, but that's the thing with Orlando Pirates. There's just so much individual brilliance from that squad. You can't, they might not play the best of games, but they will get the results. And I think big up to Richards Bay as well. I think the coach's name is Ronnie Gabriel. What he has done with that side is commendable. If you look at the second half, they pushed Orlando Pirates all the way. They were not just there to honor the fixture. They were there to compete, to try and win, and to get into the semifinals and play the way they played against Orlando Pirates in the second half. It shows good coaching. And from where they were, if you look at where they were a few seasons ago, to almost get into the finals, I think it's commendable. They've done a great job.
They have done a great job, and to make it this far in a cup and then survive the league is really what majority of sides in the Betway Premiership are looking to achieve at the end of the season.
No, definitely.
Most sides can't necessarily focus on finishing top 8. It's not a realistic objection for actually most of the teams
Yeah, true.
in the Betway Premiership. So and Richards Bay, I mean, they were on the brink of it last season. So to go all the way to a semi-final, okay, you're knocked out by Pirates. They would have loved to go through and compete in a final. But that's been left for Orlando Pirates themselves and Maruma Gallants.
Yeah, look, and for a new coach who's not even, he joined Orlando Pirates just now to be in his second final. It's also commendable. He has done a tremendous job for Orlando Pirates. And if he goes on to win it, I think he will have alleviated a lot of pressure off his shoulders.
I agree. And I think that, Coach Jose leaving was a very bitter pill for a lot of Orlando Pirates fans. I think it was tough because you were just starting to fall in love with the man more and more. I think he was well liked for some time, but he had established himself as a well-loved manager and as the chosen man at the helm amongst Pirates elite and the fans as well. And obviously with that coming to an end in the way that it did, finding that replacement wasn't an easy task to endear himself to the Pirates faithful, which we know is a tough thing. We see it with Coach Cardozo currently now.
He's having it tough.
He's having it tough. The
actually
expectation.
win the people.
Yeah, the expectation, because they still, they're in CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
They're still
The league is still
leading
there.
in the Betway Premiership.
And they're still net bank. So there's still the possibility of a treble for
of
them.
a treble for them. And the scrutiny placed upon the manager has been undeniable. So it's there's three elite clubs in South African football really, and two of which face the most scrutiny from the public and from the football media, etc. Is obviously when you Chiefs or Pirates, but Sundowns as well has proven that they really are the elite club in South African football in purely football terms. But it's tough to come in as a new manager in any of those outfits. And to have performed as well as he has, he's doing himself a lot of favors by getting all of these results. And like you said, as you alluded to rather, the performance wasn't great. But if you keep grinding out results, it's not going to matter.
No, it's not going to matter. I mean, if we look at now, yes, he has only lost like 3 games, if we are being honest. But if you look at Orlando Pirates now, I think teams are starting to fear Orlando Pirates. They know when they go to face Orlando Pirates that chances of getting results now are getting more and more difficult, and which was not the case in the past. Pirates will have this consistency, but then again they will just go drop points midweek and all of that, and which is as a result we could not topple Mamelodi Sundowns. But right now it just looks like this Orlando Pirates, you can't predict it. They're so unpredictable, and like I said, they've got so many stars in that team. They've got so many players on form, and whoever comes in just want to do well. So I think this Orlando Pirates side, it's very, very dangerous, and it might just be an Orlando Pirates that actually goes on and achieve great things this season.
Okay, looking forward to the rest of the Betway Premiership season. Obviously, we're in an international break, so there's no fixtures coming up now. International break that ruins the fun for everybody. As things, this is the worst one in a while.
Yeah, it's the worst one. I thought we were done, but I checked and I was like, oh, there's still another one.
Yeah, this is the last international break before AFCON, and I haven't seen any friendlies lined up for Bafana Bafana. What fixtures are Bafana?
They're gonna play Zambia.
Okay.
In the friendly, I can't remember the second one, but I can quickly check. But I know for sure that they're gonna play Zambia, and obviously the squad has been announced. I don't know if you saw the squad.
I haven't seen the squad. I did see that Hugo Bruce was saying that he feels like his side for AFCON is already largely selected.
Yeah,
and that there will be very slight changes made to the squad, if any.
Yeah, because even if you look at this squad, it's a friendly against Zambia in 15th of November at Nelson Mandela Bay. So I don't know if there's another game, but it's Rowan Williams, Ricardo Goss, and Sipho Chain, which is the normal goalkeepers, and then Tabang Matuludi, Nkosinati Sibisi, Samkelo Kabini, Kudiso Mudau, Obrim Mudiba, Mbekezeli Mbokazi, Thabo Mloisane, Klumani Ndamane. Those are your defenders, and your midfielders is Tebogo Mokoena, Talente Mbata, Masindi Nemtanjela, Siphelele Sithole, Mutobi Obas. And then those are your midfielders, and then your strikers, your forwards are rather Oswin Polis, Evidence Mahopa, Keletso Mahalwa, Mohau Nkota, Lyle Foster, Chepang Morem, and Sipombuli. And those are players that he has been picking. I mean, okay, obviously Keletso Mahalwa is like a new face there in the relatively new, but he's been doing very well for Sikukune. He's been raising his hand. I remember even this season when he started, he had an agreement with Krobler that I think he wants to give Krobler, I think about 10 or I can't remember, along those lines, like 10 or 12 assists this season or something like that. I can't remember the exact figure. So it's somebody who's really, his ambitions are very, very high, and he's been really doing well for his club. And I don't see it as a surprise to see him included in this fixture. Obviously, I think the coach wants to suss him out to see if he fits into the entire squad, because that's how Coach Hugo operates,
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. I suppose this is a well-needed international break for Bafana Bafana, because this is now an opportunity to see the squad together with a little less pressure on the shoulders. Because the last time out, it was the last kick of the last whistle out. that the pressure was unbelievable.
Mm.
And this is the first time that the squad is able to meet up with a little bit more calmness,
Less pressure.
less
Yeah.
pressure, and see how the guys get along in camp now without the pressure of qualifying for the World Cup or what's coming up, competing at AFCON.
Yeah, with the previous windows, the stakes were just too high, and like you're saying, this is a good opportunity just to just suss out certain players as well, just build um the camp's morale and all of that. I think it's a great opportunity for Bafana. Luckily, we had qualified. Imagine if
we had to play Thursday night like Nigeria.
Yeah, no, it just builds on so much pressure. Looking at AFCON coming up in few weeks, so I think this is a very good opportunity to test ourselves, against Zambia, who's also going to be in AFCON, I think. So I think it's a very good test for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. Just get the lads together, get everyone together, have some lunches and dinners, and some team building stuff ahead of the tournament.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So that everyone's just looking forward to get together with their teammates, with their international teammates, and really put it all down on the field for Bafana come December. We've got lots of time to look ahead to AFCON.
Of course,
so we'll obviously review these fixtures next week and see how Bafana has performed on the international break. Do you want to get into European international qualifiers or anything like that? I think it's something we can rather review afterwards, because I think right now the picture is still so empty for the upcoming World Cup. I think it's going to be more interesting to look at once we know more of the teams who have qualified for the World Cup, and something to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Portugal's games, because I think the next game is going to determine whether
they're through, man. Please.
Are you that confident?
Well, if you look at their log, I mean, it's one win out of the next three or something along those lines. I mean, I'll have a look now. I haven't even looked because I'm so confident about it, but I think they would have qualified already if it weren't for that draw, the last minute draw against Hungary. So yes, in terms of World Cup qualifying games, they got two fixtures coming up Thursday night against Ireland, and then on Sunday against Armenia. They're currently top of their standings with 14 points. They're 6 points ahead of Croatia. That can't be right. I'm looking at the wrong table here.
Is that the National League, maybe?
No, that might be the Nations League table there. Let's see, group stage of World Cup qualifiers, the European World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, I was definitely looking at the wrong table there. There we go, Portugal. They're on 10 points, and they're 5 points clear of Hungary, the next closest opposition, having played 4 games. So these two fixtures are the last two fixtures. Just the draw essentially is enough to qualify top of the group.
Yeah, no.
1 point between Armenia and Ireland, 1 point between those two fixtures. Come on, Portugal gonna win it already on Thursday. They'll be through.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think we're talking about. Sorry, I'm going back to the Bafana thing.
Oh yeah.
A discussion rather. We're talking about it's a good opportunity for a coach to test other players. Do you think? Because I mean, he actually came out to say initially he wanted to drop Sundowns and Pirates players because obviously the overload that they have. But he says he changed his mind because he wants to win. Do you think it was a good opportunity for him to sort of like test other potential players that can be there, or it's actually good that he actually have majority of the regulars in that fixture to just release the pressure off them?
I think I agree with what you're saying. It would have been a good opportunity to test some other blood into the squad, especially with the number of games that Pirates and Sundowns players have been playing. However, we've already said this is their last opportunity to get together at camp and just be together as a squad before AFCON. I think it's so important for them to just be together, build that trust amongst each other, build those relationships, whether they on the field together or not on the friendly fixtures in on those dates. I think it's just important to be together, train together, build those connections, build that, that telepathy that you can build amongst other players. And I think it's also why Bafana has been as successful as they have been in recent times. When you look at when the last AFCON was mostly Mamelodi Sundowns players in that lineup, the cohesion is there because you play together week in, week out.
Of course, yeah.
And I think it's going to be important in AFCON for them to have that level of cohesion. And I think he's made the right decision by bringing his squad that he wants to take to AFCON. Like we say, there might be one or two changes, but this is basically his squad that he wants to take to AFCON.
Yeah, there will still be, I think, more. I think there will be few that are not going to make the cut. Out of the ones that are there will be two or three changes that, like you said. But I think it's a great thing that he has done, because if we look at we don't have much time. If we look at AFCON, it's the last competitive match in a way before you can actually start AFCON. So I think it was a great decision that he has taken.
Let's move on to Nigeria, Gabon, DRC, and Cameroon.
Who do you see in the final, or who would you rather see in the final?
Who would I rather see, or who do I think will be there?
Who would you like to see in the final?
I've always had a soft spot for Cameroon.
Okay.
Although right now I feel like the nation of the Democratic Republic of Congo needs a win of some sort because of all the geopolitical issues they're having, all the conflicts, etc., that they're having in their country. I think the people of the Congo deserve a little something to be happy about. But I've always had a soft spot for Cameroon historically. However, I think Nigeria are the strongest squad there. And I think that they will be dragged over the line by Victor Osimhen.
I would like to see Gabon and Cameroon final.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Is it?
How do you stop Victor Osimhen?
Yeah, I know. How do you stop Aubameyang?
I don't know. I don't think he's on the same level. I mean,
he's not in the same level
anymore, at least.
Anymore, yeah.
Osimhen, even in the Champions League, or was a hat trick in the Champions League this week, or in Turkish League, he scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
He's been scoring goals for fun. And we saw it in that last competitive fixture in the World Cup qualifiers as well, where Osimhen just grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and carried it all the way. So I think Sunday we're going to see Nigeria win the final in Morocco and get Nigeria through to the World Cup.
Yeah.
What's a World Cup without Nigeria anyway?
Oh, it's a good World Cup. Hey, my love for Nigeria was just 90 minutes.
90 minutes, now it's gone again.
Nah, it's gone.
That was it. Thank you very much.
I doubt it's ever going to be there.
Thank you very much. It's gone now.
I'm never eating jollof.
Okay, so that's sort of a wrap up of the international fixtures. Anything else to touch on domestically?
Look, I mean, and also congratulations to Marumo Gallants. I think we didn't speak much of them. I think they had a stellar of a game as well, and Golden Arrows. I would have loved to see Golden Arrows in the final, just because I like Coach Mangoba and what he has done for that side. But you can't take away what the young French has done there for Gallants. So yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting game for Orlando Pirates. You've got your former Orlando Pirates player there, David Sita Ndlondlo. I think I got it right. But his name is Ndlondlo, who scored the second goal for Gallants, and he was actually a man of the match. And I think it was his second man of the match. I stand to be corrected. But he's been doing very well, and for him to go face his former club, it would be interesting. And again, it's Coach Wadu's former employer, so it will be quite an interesting game to see come the 7th of December in Polokwane.
I hate penalties.
Yeah, penalties are not nice.
I hate penalties, but they are exciting. You have to be fair.
Yeah, it's always nice when you are not, your team is not involved. My heart almost stopped, and I need to stop watching penalties because
Yeah.
one of these good days I'm gonna collapse at the stadium. At that game against Lupopo, Jesus man, my heart rate just shot up, and my watch was like, "Yo, buddy, what's going on there?" But
Yeah.
I hate penalties as well.
Yeah, they're very exciting to watch, especially like you say, if you're a neutral.
Mm,
They're a great thing to win. They're a horrible thing to
yeah,
lose. And yeah, you got to feel for golden arrows. We're this
very
close
close.
to a
Yeah,
final.
yeah.
This close to a
And the
final.
goals, bro, like it was it's the tallest goal. It was insane, man. From outside the box, like, what a banger. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game. Had goals, but it was too all at the end of the day. What can you do?
Okay, so Polokwane, 10th of December, the Carling Knockouts Cup final, Maruma Gallants, Orlando Pirates.
Mm.
The winner of that will then be through to the Carling Black Label Cup
Oh yeah, there's
fixture,
that. Yeah, yeah, I
which
remember.
would be the winner of that final. So either Orlando Pirates
Yeah.
or Maruma Gallants, probably Orlando Pirates,
I
against
think
a Betway Premiership best of the rest 11.
hmm. Yeah, look, I'm hoping it's gonna be Orlando Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they can just take that cup, it will do a lot of it will do them good. Looking at the fact that now you've got two in the bag, you are just left with two that you need to try and fight for, which is the league and Nedbank Cup. And we've known Paris to be the Nedbank kings. So I think a domestic, if they can win this one, the next one, I can confidently say that a domestic treble is it's loading.
It's on the cards.
It's on the cards.
It's on the cards. I mean, a quadruple is a
It's
possibility
a
as things
possibility.
stand.
As things
And
stand.
yeah, could
Imagine
be.
a clean sweep, eh?
That would be all of the domestic trophies
All the domestic trophies.
if they win all of it.
Oof.
There's a
But
total of 5 if you count the Carling Black Label Cup.
but that is not an official.
That's a friendly fixture. And it's a what would you call it? An exhibition game in many ways. But MTN8 is already in the bag. There's a Nedbank Cup to come, and of course there's the Betway Premiership and this Carling Knockout fixture. And if Pirates are to win all of those, it would be incredible for the fans.
To be incredible, it will make up for getting knocked out of. I'm not saying CAF Champions League is not important.
It's the one.
It's the ultimate. It's the one. But imagine getting knocked out and have a clean sweep domestically. I think it will make it up.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think there's a Pirates fan
I
who will
think-
look back and say we didn't have a good season. They'll say we had a magnificent season.
I think it doesn't matter who you support. If you offer the fans 4 trophies in a year, they bite your hand off for the opportunity.
Yeah,
right?
and it's probably going to be the first time it happens in the history of Premier
Yeah.
League. But hey,
So,
we're daydreaming here.
hey, yeah, it's still a long season left before you can
Long
start speaking
season
like
to
that,
go.
if we're honest. Okay, so yes, in Morocco this weekend, Nigeria or Gabon against Cameroon or the Democratic Republic of Congo in Morocco Sunday night. And that's a wrap of our local football. Let's take it to the Premier League. Good weekend.
Yeah.
Any standout fixtures for you?
Oh, yesterday's fixture.
The the blockbuster for the weekend.
blockbuster of the weekend.
But
But it felt one-sided.
It was one-sided, but it at least proved to be an exciting game because sometimes we'll be like, that's the game to look forward to. And then you start dozing off watching the game, which was sort of Manchester United versus Spurs was the boring, sleepy game. But Manchester City beating Liverpool. Big result.
Big results. And I don't know which Liverpool came through yesterday because they were nowhere. I don't know if had that goal stood, it would have made a difference. Because I honestly, I'm a City fan, I'm not gonna hide that, but I just felt that Robertson did not interfere with the play, and he was not obstructing the goalkeeper in any form. It's just that the ball was directed at him, and then he let it pass, and it was in an offside position, and it was ruled out. Yeah, I think had that goal if that goal was allowed, I think maybe the results would have been different.
there were two decisions
Yeah.
in the game that went against Liverpool.
Mm.
One that nobody's really talking about as much because
The penalty got missed. It
Haaland,
was a soft
it
penalty.
was a really soft penalty.
Mm.
That was a really soft penalty, and I do think it was harsh to disallow the goal because Robertson was offside. He ducked to get out of play. The goalkeeper wasn't going to get there anyway, whether he was unsighted or not. It was a tremendous finish.
Yeah, and he was not really. He was not really
obstructing the goalkeeper. He made a distinct effort to get out the way of the shot. He didn't try to play the ball
at all.
Yes, it was played directly at him, but harsh. I don't think it was the right decision. I think it was really harsh on Liverpool. But Jeremy Doku was so good. Looked like a Neymar regen.
You know, I'm not surprised in the top 5 of dribblers and currently in the world. That boy was just unstoppable yesterday. I mean, Bradley tried. Poor Bradley tried, and
he managed against Vinny Jr. less than a week ago, or just over a week ago. I should say. Sorry,
but I think at some point, and I think this is the difference, and I could be wrong. From what I have seen with Vinicius, it got to a point where Vinicius was not even trying to beat Bradley, but Doku was not having that. Every time when he had the ball, was going for it, you know, and I think that was the difference. And again, he was the difference on the day because, geez, he had a stellar of a game. He was unstoppable. He was finding himself in all those pockets and actually getting out of tight spaces and causing a lot of problems in the right-hand side. I mean, even the goal that he scored, it was just a cherry on top, I think.
I think there's a lot of positives to take from City. Like you said, it was a one-sided game. Besides those two decisions that could have turned it or whatever, okay, one of the decisions didn't make any difference, really. It ended up being a corner kick either way.
Yeah.
I think that, first of all, Erling Haaland still scoring goals. It's a big positive for City because it's just you rock up on a match day and you're like, we've got a goal today.
Yeah. You almost guaranteed a goal.
Like, as long as we're defensively sound, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
That's the confidence because you guaranteed a goal. As long as Erling Haaland is on that starting lineup, you're one of the players on the field that you're like, we're going to score. We're definitely going to score. So I think that's one of the big positives to take from it. Second of all, Nico Gonzalez, I think that's to come in and play that role in an important fixture in the way that he played is great.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge positive.
He had a style of a game, and I saw an element of Rodri in him there as well.
I think that's the easy comparison everyone's making, right?
Is it? Yeah, true.
It is an easy comparison to make. I mean, the similarities are there. And I just think that obviously he's a Spanish footballer. He's playing in central midfield, plays in Rodri's position, plays sort of that Rodri style. It's an easy comparison to make. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know how reliable Rodri is going to be going forward. If these injury problems persist, then it's a good thing that you've already replaced him in many ways. But I think when Rodri's back and fit and firing, it also only bodes well for Manchester City. But it's nice to have a deep squad. I still think City has the best squad.
Yeah, look, I mean, everybody and the youngsters are actually raising their hands. I mean, the young Nico O'Reilly had a stellar game to keep Salah quiet almost the entire game.
He looks like he's a guarantee for the squad every week.
He looks, I mean, Pep has even shifted Vardiol into centre back. You know, so it just goes to show you the belief that he has on Nico O'Reilly. And I'm not surprised when I saw how he played against Liverpool and how he managed to actually kept Salah quiet. You know, so it was a good game for City. I think I'm starting to agree with you to a degree that you think they've turned the corner and they might just be challenging Arsenal for the title.
It's 4 points difference now as things stand. That's right up there. That's any slip from Arsenal and they'll be right breathing down their neck.
Yeah,
I still think we say this every week here. The story's going to change every week.
Obviously, it's going to change every week. I mean, look now, City was nowhere, and now they're 4 points behind Arsenal. It's crazy.
After a very poor little period in the season. But in saying that as well, they're 4 points behind Arsenal. They've played all but one of the top 6 of the big 6 sides.
Yeah, not
Man
true.
City.
Not true. They're still there.
So they've played the most Big Six fixtures besides Manchester United, who have played the most Big Six fixtures. And Arsenal are still to play some of the big sides around those Big Six football clubs. So there's points to be dropped, and we know how a December period can treat Arsenal. So this is not over by any means.
It's not over by any
but
means.
I do still fancy Arsenal. I think they look very good.
They look very good. And a draw is not a complete disaster. You know, if you can't win your football match and if you are away, a draw is still
It's not a bad result.
It's still a positive result. It's
against a side that's been playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nice to lose a game in the last minute of added time, but at least not lose, but
to have the points taken away from you in right at the very end. Oscar Richarlison.
Yeah. And he takes off his t-shirt. And it was not the first time.
It's the second time he's done that, where he celebrated a goal.
Yeah, and then
he did it against Liverpool a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Celebrates goal, takes off the shirt, celebrates crying, singing, whatever, and then over the top as if they've won it, and then boom. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
In the end, and it's happened to him.
Crazy.
Again. But yeah, best of luck to Manchester City. I'm very happy to see them playing this way. I'm a Man United fan, so I don't wish Man City well very easily.
True.
But I do like the way Manchester City play football. I feel like they're playing domineering, classic Pep football once again. They look tremendous. It's nice to see Phil Foden playing well ahead of England's international break as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to see Pep with a smile on his face again, and he seems to have that fight in him again in the press interviews, because before it was very placid, and he seemed to have a little bit of a fight in him, saying we're gonna be there chasing Arsenal all the way. So
look, and I knew when he substituted Checky with Sevino that he's going for it. But he's not really trying to pull back or maybe get a defensive player in, so you could tell that the hunger is back and he just wanted more goals and more goals in that fixture.
Absolutely. Another standout for me is just for Sean Dykes to get off the mark with 3 points as a Nottingham Forest manager.
Yeah.
And those fixtures this week, everyone was playing each other around the same area of the table. It was Arsenal against Sunderland around the top of the table, Man City, Liverpool around the top of the table, and then you had the bottom of the table where West Ham played Burnley, and you had other fixtures around the bottom. Everton, Fulham comes to mind as well. So all the teams this was a weekend of 6 pointers in many ways.
And you got mid-table, Brentford and Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly. So, Spurs, Man United, who were level on points and continue to be level on points. Everton getting a 6-pointer on Fulham. And then the one fixture where there was a large gap, both in performance and positions on the log, Chelsea versus Wolves.
And the result says it all.
Absolutely.
I mean, when I saw the scoreline, I'm not surprised.
Not surprised.
I mean, we spoke last week that it does seem like it's done for Wolves. Unless they can get Sam Allardyce out of retirement.
I think this is the worst start to a Premier League season in 20 years or 30 years or something crazy. They're on 2 points.
They've just managed 2 draws.
They've managed 2 draws. The rest have been solid defeats so far in the season. So that's a rough one to take.
Just 2 points. They've conceded a lot of goals,
And they've conceded a lot of goals.
I mean, their goal difference is minus 18.
And looking at it, Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho out on loan from Manchester United, playing pretty well.
It's crazy. Rashford, I think,
Rashford's got most
the highest assist
goal contributions in La Liga at the moment. Goals and assists.
That's turning out to be a good loan. I think they're gonna buy him if
it's a done deal. As long as they're financially able to do it, that deal will happen. I think everyone wants that deal to happen. Manchester United, Barcelona, and Rashford himself, everyone wants that deal to happen. So I think
the only deterrent could be the salary, because he's on a very high salary at United.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, surely he'll just drop his salary and join Barcelona, if you have to.
Because there's a lot of legacy there to be built.
But back to Garnacho, 2 assists from the 3 goals against Wolves. We know Garnacho shows up against some of the smaller teams anyway, and he's got a lot of pace, a lot of skill. He's difficult to deal with. and it was just that element of the final ball, the final shot, etc. And as he gets older, that will improve.
Of course, he's still a
And
youngster.
he's still a young player,
Mm.
and I think he'll be a good option for Chelsea going forward. And I think they'll probably also be looking to make that a permanent signing
I
come the
think
end of the
so.
season.
Look, I think he's a quality player, and we've spoken about him in length at one of the episodes. Uh, he's young, he's hungry, he's talented, and I think he's a good fit for Chelsea. And I don't see why they won't go for him unless something drastic changes within Amorim mind and he tries and gets him back. Which
Yeah, I
is
don't think it's anything on Amarin's side that needs to change. It's Garnacho's mentality and desire to play for Manchester United is more the thing, and we know that's not shifting anywhere.
yeah, it doesn't seem like the way he left. It doesn't seem like he's somebody who wants to even look back.
No, so it's probably the best fit for all parties involved. Speaking of another Manchester United loanee, a pre-assist, sadly in a way, for Jadon Sancho.
Look, at the end of the day, it didn't work out with these boys at United, but you always want to see them succeed elsewhere, because I don't
Don't
think
think
that.
anyone wants to see Jadon Sancho succeed. Whether you're a Man United fan or not, I think people
Why
are
is that,
sick of
though?
him because of his attitude.
Yeah. And look, I just feel like as a footballer, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm being nice, but it's always good to see footballers, reaching their potential, especially if they're talented. I understand the attitude and all of that, but if he can get his head right, he can play some great football.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up back in Germany. He's going to have to because I don't think this
I
league
think
will
that's where
hold
he
him there.
played his
Plays
best.
best football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even the last loan move to Dortmund wasn't bad for him.
Mm.
Speaking of Man United players, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur. What a boring game.
I watched that
Almost fell
game.
asleep.
I was at a lunch and I was watching that game on a laptop, and
That's all it deserved.
yeah,
It didn't deserve a TV. It was a terrible game. It was so
one
poor.
thing that I can say, and I have mentioned this before, Manchester United was not getting results, right? Yes, it's a draw, but the positive out of that is the mentality.
Yes, for them to have come back and won it at the end.
You lose, you Tottenham goes ahead in the added time
Yeah.
to still grind results within that short space. For me, speaks volumes in terms of mentality. And I think as a United fan, you look at that, you're like, you know what, we are turning this corner. And I think United they're gonna. I mean, Tottenham is a difficult side for United.
Yeah, they've not beaten Spurs in 7 years.
You understand?
So
A draw away.
yeah. Well, I was saying they haven't beaten Spurs in 7 years. They haven't beaten Spurs at Tottenham in 7 years or something along those lines. So to get a draw away, it's not a horrible result, but I think Man United, the players, the management, everyone there is going to be so disappointed because they dominated that game for 80 minutes. They were comfortable.
Game management needs to be something that
You need
they
to
will
kill
have to,
games off.
Yeah, you need to kill
When
games
you're
off.
dominant, create chances,
Kill it
score
off.
goals, kill it off.
Get to 3-0.
I thought Mickey van der Ven was tremendous in stopping Shesko in that last minute. Obviously, Shesko picking up an injury straight after. But stopping Shesko, who had a golden opportunity there late on, Mickey van der Ven, his pace at the back shows what Manchester United actually lack in defense is that they're not very quick. They're
quick,
good defenders,
Yeah.
but to be able to get back and recover, they don't have that ability.
Yeah.
And I think it's these two sides were neck and neck last season, sitting right at the bottom of the Premier League table. Now they're neck and neck.
Europa?
Yeah, Europa League. They played in the final. And now they're neck and neck competing for European positions, and I think it goes to show the improvement in both those sides.
Yeah, look, for me, beside killing games, Marco, I think you need to be switched on the entire game. I think Richarlison was allowed too much space.
Absolutely.
Things like that can hinder your progress as a football club. I think they need to work hard on managing their games. We've seen how they will lead and just concede, So I think if they can work on that top 6, top 4 is sort of like guaranteed.
Yeah, I think so. I think that should be their aim this season. I think anyone who's saying Man United are going to go win the league, it's a little bit bold. But I think
Bold and
top four
ambitious.
is a possibility with the squad in the way they're playing,
And
especially with the quality of Mbuemo and Cunha and Chesko up front.
and
They
Ahmad is really
should be.
doing well, eh?
Yeah, I
Big
think
ups.
so. I'm happy for him because he looked awfully dejected
Mm.
when the results weren't going their way. He looked like he was about to end it all. You know, he was on the edge. It's good to see him with a bit of a smile on his face and performances being better. And that's 5 games in a row without a loss. Yes, 2 draws, but 5 games in a row since the lost the game. It's a good turnaround for Amorim. And I think they can go back to winning ways after this international break. Hopefully players come back fresh and they start getting a good amount of points on the board as things start to progress in the Premier League season.
Yeah, sitting 7th. No, not so bad, but
not so bad, but level on points with almost everybody.
Yeah, so like one match week changes everything.
As we said, every week the story changes here. There are points. They're a point behind Sunderland, but besides that, there's a chunk of teams with the same number of points, including Liverpool, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Spurs. They're all sitting on 18 points as we come into this international break. Aston Villa were around the bottom of the table. They've turned it around nicely.
Yeah, look, I mean, you did mention that they will, I think earlier that they will get out of there. You know, they've got good players. They've got a good manager. It was just a matter of time until results start coming.
I feel the same way about Forest and West Ham. I think they've got good players. They're good sides. They've got good managers.
Yeah, and
they're going to turn it around and they'll come right. And that, you know, when you start looking at that bottom of the table, then I start to worry for Burnley and Leeds. Like I said, the story changes every week.
But it looks like Burnley, like you said, they're slowly getting dragged back to the red zone,
where they probably belong. And it's hard to say these things because this league is so tough, and you're being critical of teams in the bottom part of the Premier League. These are good football sides. These are good football sides, and they're sitting at the bottom of the table there, and it just goes to show you that.
I remember I fell in love with how they played during. I'm sure you'll remember during Company. I did say that they play very, very enterprising football. They just don't have. If they can just get some funds, they can if they can just get some funds to strengthen their squad, they will be formidable side. But it doesn't look like.
All they needed was the manager across town there in Forest. That's all they needed is to hold on to that one, and they would have been fine. But now when you start doing that juggle between relegation and promotion, like Leeds have been involved in, Burnley have been involved in, they'll go down and they'll come back up, and they'll go down and they'll come back up. They're one of those they're those in-between sides that you think they're going to be there for the next few seasons. You're going to see them go down and then be back within a season or two.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where you gone for good.
Yes. Then
I mean, look at Watford.
Look at Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough as well. This Bolton Wanderers are even like...
Yeah, all the way down.
All the way down.
Wigan Athletic.
Charlton Athletic as well. At some point they were up there.
Yeah, you know, so these sides, it's sometimes you go down, and if you don't come back up within a season or two, you can be a long, long wait before you see the top of English Premier League football again. So yeah, as things stand on the table, Arsenal still favourites for the title, of course. They're 4 points ahead of Manchester City now, who are breathing down their necks now that Arsenal dropped some points. But rather a draw than a loss for them, keeping them still at arm's length relatively. Chelsea, again, we don't know which Chelsea's going to show up on a weekend.
Yeah.
Their next fixture is against Burnley. It seems to be like a good opportunity to get some points on the board. Like Wolves and Burnley, those are the sort of sides you want to be playing at the moment. You know, so good opportunity for Chelsea to put some pressure. And then obviously when everyone comes back to town, the big fixture after this international break, Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal, the North London derby.
Yeah, could be another draw for Arsenal. I'm telling you.
I'm not so sure. I think Arsenal are much better than the Spurs side, and they're playing at the Emirates.
They're playing at the Emirates.
Yeah, and I think it's just Spurs didn't deserve a draw really against Man United. Both teams were bad, you know? So they're coming against a very good Arsenal side, not against Man United who can't close a game off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think it's going to be rough for them on the 23rd of November when things come up in that way. But we'll touch more on those, of course, before those fixtures kick off in the weeks to come.
Yeah.
Anything else to touch on?
Yeah, good luck to Bafana Bafana against Zambia. And
Why? Is that friendly? Just enjoy the holidays, guys.
Yeah, no, I suppose. Just one of those, eh? No pressure to watch some football. Not that I mind the pressure, but yeah, it's one of those.
Hey, it's one of those weekends where we're going to do nothing.
Yeah, we're going to be off this weekend.
We got a weekend off for a change.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Marco Martins.
I'm Mulalo Musuphi.
This is Black and White Boots. Danko.
Danko.